June 6, 1944, the world witnessed an event that would change the course of World War II and ultimately reshape the entire globe. This is the story of Operation Overlord, also known as the D-Day, the biggest military operation in history. By 1944, World War II was in full swing. Adolf Hitler's Nazi war machine had swept across Europe, conquering nation after nation. The fate of millions hung in the balance, and the Allied leaders knew they had to strike back. The sheer scale of this operation was staggering, involving thousands of ships, aircrafts, and hundreds of thousands of troops from different nations, all converging on the coast of Normandy. By 1944, World War II had raged on for nearly 5 years, and the world was a very different place. The Axis powers, led by Nazi Germany, had carved out a vast empire across Europe and Asia. Most of the Europe had already fallen to the Nazis. They occupied countries such as Belgium, the Netherlands, Norway, Denmark, and France. To the east, they had advanced deep into the Soviet Union. The Allies, consisting of the United States, the United Kingdom, the Soviet Union, and other nations, were determined to reclaim the lost territory and bring an end to the dictatorship that had engulfed the world. Leaders like Winston Churchill, Franklin D. Roosevelt, and Joseph Stalin understood the gravity of the situation. They knew that a bold and audacious move was needed to turn the tide of the war. Now let us unveil the meticulous planning that went into one of the largest amphibious assaults in history. General Dwight Eisenhower, the supreme Allied commander, faced an immense task, orchestrating an invasion that would involve multiple nations, thousands of ships, and a wave of logistics. The planning process for D-Day was nothing short of extraordinary. It involved not just military strategy, but also covert operations, intelligence gathering, and the coordination of vast resources. The sheer scale of Operation Overlord was staggering. On D-Day itself, Allied forces would land over 156,000 troops on the beaches of Normandy. To support this massive effort, more than 5,000 ships and landing craft would be deployed. These ships would carry not only troops but also an astonishing 50,000 vehicles, including tanks, trucks, and artillery. In the air, more than 11,000 aircraft would provide crucial air cover, dropping paratroopers behind enemy lines and conducting airstrikes on German positions. The logistics of feeding, equipping, and transporting this vast army were daunting. The Allies stockpiled over 17 million tons of supplies in the months leading up to the D-Day. Secrecy was paramount. The Allies went to great lengths to deceive the Nazis about their true intentions. This included creating fake army units, employing double agents, and even using inflatable tanks and planes as decoys. June 6, 1944. The D-Day has arrived. Five beaches, each with its unique challenges and stories, were the targets of the Allied forces. Omaha, Utah, Gold, Juno, and Sword. Omaha Beach, codenamed Bloody Omaha, was the most heavily fortified. Here, American forces faced staggering odds as they landed under withering machine gun and artillery fire. The plan was for heavy aerial bombing to take out Nazi gun positions and destroy key roads and bridges, cutting off Germany's retreat as well as reinforcements. Then, paratroopers would drop into secure inland positions before the mass amphibious landing of 150,000 infantrymen from Britain, Canada, and the United States who would quickly overwhelm the crippled Nazi defenses. But that's not what happened. The reality at Omaha Beach was far different from the plan. Bombers failed to destroy key Nazi heavy artillery bunkers. Paratroopers dropped in, but many were blown far off from their marks, an easy prey for snipers as they drifted towards the ground. Utah Beach to the west was more lightly defended. and the American forces made swift progress securing their objectives. Gold Beach, situated between Omaha and Juneau, was assaulted by British forces. Juneau Beach, the responsibility of Canadian forces, witnessed determined German resistance. However, they managed to overcome these obstacles. Sword Beach, the easternmost landing point, saw British forces swiftly seize key positions and establish a vital bridgehead. The Allies had hoped for a coordinated and overwhelming assault. However, the reality was that many troops faced chaos and confusion as they came ashore. As the hours passed, the tide began to turn. The determination of the Allied forces would prove unshakable. By the end of the D-Day, despite the immense challenges and setbacks, the Allies had secured a critical foothold in Normandy. With a foothold secured on the beaches, the Allies began their relentless push inland. The liberation of towns and villages became a beacon of hope, making a turning point in the battle for Normandy. The liberation of key port cities brought the Allies closer to their ultimate goal. The Normandy campaign continued for several weeks as the Allies pushed further into France. By August 25, 1944, the Allies had liberated Paris, a momentous occasion that signaled the beginning of the end for Nazi Germany's occupation of France. On May 8, 1945, Nazi Germany formally surrendered, marking Victory in Europe Day and the end of World War II in Europe.